Hello, 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 everyone. So magandang gabi sa inyong lahat and welcome once again to another episode of our Power Duo live series. Ako nga pala si Bernadette. I'm an early childhood educator, a proud digital business owner, and a child of God at Tubong Baguio, Philippines. At ngayon naninirahan dito sa Canada ng more than 13 years na. So, and as always, sobrang excited akong makasama kayong lahat ngayong gabi. Tonight, ang episode is extra special because we are featuring someone whose story proves that it is never too early or too late to choose a different future. So, if you ever wondered, paano kaya kung may ibang paraan? Can I really start over? Is there life beyond my career? Then stay with us because tonight's conversation is for you. And of course, hindi ito ginagawang mag-isa. Kasama ko ang aking wonderful power duo, Sis Ying.
Hello, good evening. Hello, everyone. Ako naman po si Ying Harland, a recently retired corporate professional based here in Ontario, Canada. Every week, dito po sa Power Duo Live, we bring inspiring guests who reminds us that life doesn't stop after one chapter. It actually gets even more exciting. And tonight, we have someone whose journey has inspired thousands of people around the world. Imagine this, working for almost 14 years, having what many people would call a stable career, then making one courageous decision, living that career, retiring at 47 years old, and building a completely different future. That's courage, and that's vision, and that's exactly what we're going to talk about tonight. So please help us welcome Coach Maryann.
Hello, Coach. Welcome, Coach Maryann. Welcome to Power Duo. And of course, we are so honored na makasama ka tonight. And again, can you introduce a little bit of yourself, please, Coach?
Yes, of course. First of all, I'd like to thank you both for having me and pardon my voice because I'm just recovering from a really bad flu, but I'm okay. I've been okay na the last couple of days, so I'm okay to talk, right? Actually, as a matter of fact, I've already did a couple of coaching with this type of voice, but I survive each time, right? But anyhow, thank you both for having me, and I'm so proud to both of you, really. You guys are awesome. A really power duo indeed. And I'm excited to be one of your guests with your power duo episodes, and I'm ready to inspire people.
All right. Thank you, Coach Maryann. And thank you so much talaga for saying yes to us. Alam namin maraming viewers ang excited marinig ang story mo. So let's dive right in. All right? You're muted. You're muted, too.
All right, so here's the question, Coach. You work for almost 14 years. Hang on a second. All right, there you go. You worked for almost 14 years, then retired at only 47 years old. Most people would probably stay because it was comfortable. What gave you the courage to leave your job and choose a different path?
Let me unmute myself. Yeah, so that's a beautiful question. I mean, I get that questions a lot. First of all, I forgot to introduce myself. I was just excited to say, okay, I'm ready to inspire people. Okay, I'm based here in Toronto, Canada, and I have a almost 14-year-old daughter. I'm also a fur mom. I've been in Canada for 20 years this month. So I'm celebrating my 20th year in this beautiful country. Yeah, I couldn't believe it's been 20 years, right? Was tons of experience, like life lessons and all of that. But going back to your question, what gave me the courage to leave my job of almost 14 years and chose this online business? Well, Number one is I think I want more in terms of time freedom, and more in terms of financial stability. My daughter at the time, when I saw this business opportunity online, was only 7 years old. And you know what? I always find myself doing overtime, working on holidays, right? Even just to make ends meet. I mean, the pay was good. Don't get me wrong. I worked for one of the major telecommunications here in Canada. It's a multi billion company. Benefits are great. But at the end of the day, my salary is still limited. My vacation is still limited. I'm being dictated on when I should take my time off, when I should take my break, and how much money I should take home for my family, right? And of course, the personal growth. I find myself stagnant. I feel like I wasn't growing personally. I was doing the same routine over and over, and I feel like, oh my gosh, I don't think I can still see myself doing this job in the next 20 years or so. And so I started looking for something online. It was February of 2020 when I started looking for something online. At that time, my both my parents had passed. At the time, 2019, my mother passed, and then January of 2020, my father passed away. And so, you know, I feel like that's one of the lowest point in my life. And I want to take some time off from work, but guess what? I couldn't afford it because I already took some time off, right? And if I take some time off, then I will not get paid anymore. Bills are keep coming in. No, that's not gonna stop. It's not because I'm going through some stuff. My bills are just gonna pause for me, right, and give me a break. No, it doesn't work that way. And so sometimes on my breaks, I go to the bathroom and I find myself crying. I feel like I should be home. I should be not doing anything, right? But then I have no choice. And so I think that's one of the wake up call for me. I want to be able to do something that allows me to, if I'm going through some stuff, allows me to take some break. Because life happens, let's face it. We all go through some personal stuff, and if that happens, and you can't just tell your employer to say, oh, let me just take a day or two off and I'll be back when I'm ready. You can't just say that, right? You have to beg, you have to get an approval. And sometimes, even with personal matters, and this is the sad reality in the corporate rat race, um, it includes some sort of, corporate politics. So if you don't have that connection, if you don't have that seniority, sad to say that they will not approve your request, right? And of course, another thing, my daughter, she's growing up so fast, and I feel like by the time I get home, I'm already tired, I'm already exhausted, barely have time even for myself. And so I said, there gotta be something, there gotta be another way that I can do, and without getting a second job or doing an overtime. There gotta be a way to earn a living without sacrificing so much of my time, right? So I started looking online. Trust me, I couldn't find anything until one day I saw a post on my Facebook newsfeed that really intrigued me, that really piqued my curiosity. And the post says that, I remember the post that really attracted me the most was like, it's time to relax now. I'm already done my team meeting with my team in Japan and USA. Now it's time to relax. And I've earned X and X amount of dollars. So, oh, so there's such thing. So I can do that. And then so I messaged my mentor, and then that started my journey. So really, that's the one reason that motivated me to join the business. And what gave me the courage to leave my job is 3 years into the business, thank God, I've already built my business at that time. That 3 years, I was already making consistently 5-figure income a month, and I already hit that milestone where I was receiving monthly and quarterly incentives. So when I run the numbers, I said, okay, you know what? I think it's time. And finally, I the same day, believe it or not, the same day, I sent an email to my manager, CC the HR, and I say, I'm not going to work. Yesterday was my last day. It's not even that day, right? Yesterday was my last. It's going to be my last day, right? And that's it. And it feels so liberating. It feels like freedom. Freedom. That's, I think, really one word that I can say. And that day when I didn't have to go to work, report to anyone, I didn't even know what to do that day. I just I just work on my business pretty much all day because I said, so this is what it feels like. And then the following morning, I woke up same time because your body clock, right? You get so used to the time you wake up. I didn't set my alarm, but for some reason I woke up at 7 o'clock in the morning because you're so accustomed to it, right? Your body's so accustomed to it. And I say, oh, wait, I didn't have to go to work today. So I went back to bed and I was up, but I didn't get out of my room until like 9 or 9:30 in that day. And I enjoyed my coffee. I vividly remember I was, making my coffee and I was like, oh, I didn't have to rush, to drink my coffee. I didn't have to rush eating my breakfast, right? Yeah, it was truly liberating. And because of this business, I took that courage because the business that had given me financially, I'm telling you, it's it's mind blowing. So I had the courage to leave my corporate job of almost 14 years. Yeah.
Wow, thank you so much, Coach Maryann. I love that, and I can actually relate to you. I know that you need approval for vacation and all this and that. I've been there. That's why done that now. Thank you so much. Sometimes people think security only comes from having a job, but real security also comes from learning new skills. So growing yourself and creating more options, right? So to our viewers, the golden nugget tonight is that sometimes the biggest risk is staying where you no longer grow. All right, so let's go to the second question to Coach Maryann. All right, Coach, in 2020, you discovered this business. Many people were uncertain during that time. Some people became fearful, while others started looking for opportunities. What made you say, I'm willing to learn something completely new?
Mhm. Well, I'm willing to learn something completely new because I was tired from living paycheck to paycheck. I was tired from begging for some time off so that I can have a vacation with my family, right? And that's really like, like, okay, I'm willing to learn. And no matter what it takes, I'm going to make this business works, right? Mind you, when I saw this business opportunity, I was barely on Facebook. I think for me, it was an answered prayer because I was barely on Facebook. And that day that I decided to log into my Facebook, and I saw that post, and it hit me, right? And I was it was a very relatable post. And so I said, okay, so maybe this is the sign. This is the sign that I've been praying for, right? Because a lot of us, I'm sure even both of you would say, we believe in that, right? You give me a sign, just show me something, show me a sign, and if this is for me or not, right? And then so when I saw that post, I was like, okay, but and then I learned about the business, the business plan, and I said it requires posting, it requires, streaming live like this, it requires advertising, it requires for you to come out of my comfort zone, pretty much. But guess what? That wasn't me. This is not what you're seeing now. It was a different Maryann 6 years ago. I could barely speak, like doing go live, right? But here's the thing. I said, I'm willing to learn because I want to change my life. I want to be present with my daughter. I want to be a mom full time. I want to have a me time. I just want to hang out with my friends. You go out of town whenever you want. I am an outdoor person. I love outdoors. I love lakes. I love nature. So I just want to be like out there, even just driving, I go on a long drive. I love that. But when I was still working, that limits me doing those things that I love, that makes me so relaxed, right? I couldn't do those things, not very often. So I said, okay, I'm willing to sacrifice my time. I'm willing to learn something completely new, because this is a completely new to me. And I think seeing my daughter, or looking at my daughter and thinking about her, is good enough reason for me to learn something new.
Alright, ang ganda talaga nun, coach. Marami for sure makaka-relate ng nabanggit mo kanina. And truly enough, if you never would want to have a change, then there will be no change. Minsan hindi naman talaga natin kailangang malaman ang lahat-lahat. We simply need to be open enough to learn. And of course, our golden nuggets for tonight would be that opportunity often comes in disguise as something we never tried before. So, again, coach, let's dive into our last but not the least question. There are probably viewers watching tonight who feel stuck. Maybe they are afraid to try something different, or maybe they think they are too old, or maybe they are simply comfortable. What advice would you give them?
Well, okay, one friendly advice. I always say nothing changes if nothing changes, right? You always pray for something. God, please, like, give me a break, right? Things like that. I want to experience a life that's, relaxing. I think I deserve this and that. But yet you're not doing anything. But yet you're still afraid to try, even exploring, even exploring new things. You're scared, you're skeptical. And if you don't explore and start something new, you will remain stagnant. You will remain where you are. You will never move forward. So, my advice to those people who are skeptical, and guess what? There is nothing wrong with being skeptical or being cautious. That's very smart. I myself dig deeper about this business. I did my research, I did my due diligence. I didn't just jump in. I mean, I was excited for sure, right? I was excited. I'm like, okay, this business is for me. I like it because I didn't have to recruit, I didn't have to sell, I didn't have to bug my friends and family and whatnot. But yet I still do my due diligence, right? So I do your research, and that's absolutely the right thing to do. So being cautious is a smart thing. It's a smart move, but don't stop there, right? Don't stop to, like, you did your due diligence and you found out that, okay, it's a legitimate business, it's a life-changing opportunity. What's next? Then your next is to move forward, take that next step, take that leap of faith. Because if you don't, then you could just pray, you can be praying all day, but if you're not doing anything different, I mean, sabi nga nila, nasa Diyos ang awa, nasa tao ang gawa, right? So we have to do our part, you know. If God have showed you the sign, that's God helping you to, having that's the new opportunity. God is showing you the way. What you would have to do now is to take that next step, right? And then learn the ins and outs of the business, right? So yun lang, like what we're doing, we offer free webinar, which is really risk free. If you're not taking advantage of free things, then you're losing. That's what it is. So if it's a free stuff, just take advantage of it. It's free, right? And then when you take the second
Yes.
step, it's pretty much still, we guarantee you a 30-day money back guarantee period, right? So there's nothing to lose really, right? And you see all website, Sis Yang's and Sis Bernadette's website. If you're connected with these two beautiful ladies, connect with them. Connect with them. Do yourself a big favor. It's a favor. I was just I think the other day I just posted a video, and I said that the best things to starting something new was years ago, but the next best thing is to start now. That's the next best thing. And not only you're doing yourself a big favor, but you're also doing your family a big favor, because once you've got your business up and running and you take this seriously, right? You do everything in your power to make it work. Guess what? Not only you and your family's life will change, but also your loved ones, probably back home in the Philippines, or help out the church, your church, the organization that you're supporting. And guess what? You will also become an instrument that other people would see you online and would also get this, have this opportunity and also change their life. So that's my advice. Don't be afraid, because anything can be learned. As long as you have the willingness to learn, you can be successful in this business. And I am one of the living proof. I'm one of the thousands of people in the business community with zero knowledge when it comes to social media, zero knowledge when it comes to advertising. Mahiyain, sobrang mahiyain po ako. I'm telling you. The develop my confidence was, well, I should not say mahiyain. Mahiyain in social media, right? My comfort zone is in the corporate world. I mean, I can be running a meeting and whatnot. I'm okay. But when it comes to social media, for some reason, I couldn't do it until, I saw this business and I had to do it. So I had to. And my very first go live, just to share our audience, very first go live was, I think I was in my third month in the business, right? Third month in the business. And I was in the car with Emma. And I said to Emma, I'm going to do my first live stream. I'm going to do go live. If once you hear your name, just wave, okay? So, so I started talking like 10 seconds, 15 seconds, and I mentioned Emma's name. As soon as she waved, guess what, guys? I just got, I don't know, like, I feel like cold, somebody just pour out cold water on me. And it's like, I don't know what to say. Na mental block ako. So, wala pang 1 minute, less than a minute, I had to turn off the go live, right? And I was so nervous. I was shaking. I was nervous. I was uncomfortable. But that did not prevent me from doing another live stream the following day. So I did it again and again and again and again until I find myself 2 months later, oh my gosh, so I can actually talk about the business. I can actually talk anything under the sun, right? So you see, that's my advice. You don't have to be confident to start. You don't have to be a pro to start. You just have to have that courage to start and then learn everything along the way. I think 99% of the people that have joined our business community can say the same thing. They were never pros, they were never confident, they're not as confident. But if you look at them now, right? So that's how you learn. Take that bold step first, take that courage, and then you learn as you go. And trust me, you will be so proud of yourself, because you're gonna say 6 months later, oh my gosh, so I can do these things. I didn't know that I have this skills, right? You didn't know until you started doing it, right? It just takes that it just take that one courage, that take that bold step to start the business and learn as you go. That's it.
Wow, I can totally relate to that, Coach Marian. I didn't want to do live before. First,
Ready. So this is actually a rapid fire question. Are you ready, coach? All right. Okay.
all right.
Number
Topic
one,
number
it would be coffee or tea?
Coffee, of course.
beach or mountain?
Beach.
Morning person or night owl?
I think
I
I'm
think
a
I'm
night
a night
owl
owl
man.
man. Cook or do takeout?
Can I
Can
do
I do
both?
both?
Or here, the last, travel or staycation?
Travel, of
Travel, of
course.
course. All right, last question. If you could talk to your 30-year-old self, what would you say in just one sentence?
I think I missed that. Sorry, you were cutting in and out.
Oh, if you could talk to your 30-year-old self, what would you say in just one sentence?
Hmm, that's tough. I've got lots of things to say about me. If I was a 30-year-old, but one sentence only. Um, okay, I would say, Maryann, don't be afraid to explore new opportunities. Because
All
Because
right.
I
I was
was
like when
like,
I was still younger, I stick to what I know, and I stick to what, you know, like like how it works, right? Like you go to school, you get good grades, and you get a job, you get paid, those kind of things, right? And I never looked for any opportunities or whatever. If there's opportunities that was offered to me, I would say no right away. So if 20 years ago, I would say yes. Yeah, I should have took took that risks like 20 years ago, had with other opportunities that was offered to me at that time. Yeah.
All right. Thank you, Coach Mary Ann. Thank you again so much for spending time with us and for sharing your inspiring journey. Your story reminds us that sometimes the biggest changes in our lives begin with one brave decision to believe in ourselves and to keep learning and embrace new opportunities.
and to everyone who joined us tonight, thank you for spending your evening with us. We hope Coach Marian's story inspired you to remember that no matter where you are in life, it's never too early or too late to create a new chapter. If you found value in tonight's conversation, don't forget to like, comment, and share this live with someone who needs to hear this message. And remember, nothing changes if nothing changes.
All right. Thank you. Thank you. So, again, remember, retirement is not the end. Learning never stops. And your next chapter could be your best one yet. If you want to make a change, then do make a change.
Until next time, I'm Ying Harland.
I'm Bernadette.
And this
And
is
this
And our
is
special
Marianne,
Marianne.
guest.
Thank you for watching.
the
Our
The
power
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 duo.
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 Have a
Have
good
a good
evening.
evening.